the replay. Um, and then what else do I need to do? All right, everyone is muted besides you, Lisa, so I think we're good there. Awesome. So we're going to go ahead and kick this off. Be really respectful of everyone's time. If you're here, that means you have been a little curious about the pharmacy opportunity, what that looks like from the business side. I'm going to go ahead and introduce myself. My name is Brittany Metke Powers. This is actually just my 6th month in pharmacy. However, I have been in the industry of social selling for 8 years. I kind of found it accidentally out of desperation of just, needing to have a answer, a solution. We were on food stamps, Medicaid, and my career was, I was working at Red Lobster. And because I had some felony convictions from my past, I couldn't advance outside of that. Our life was a real struggle. I kept being told no. So I stumbled upon this industry, and I always say, like, I fail forward. I did a bunch of things, kind of taught myself. And in my last company, I rose to the top of the compensation plan. I ended up earning over $5 million. Our team sold $360 million in product. It was 34,000 reps at the biggest. And then, after COVID, things started to kind of slow down. Companies made some decisions, and ours decided to change the compensation plan. But I also will say, I also saw some red flags before that change was made that I'm a very loyal person, right? And so pharmacy kind of came on my radar before I had become a customer back in October. And at the end of January, they made that change that was going to start in March. And I was like, I need to find a place to go. Did a lot of different research because of where I was in my company, my rank. I had CEOs and all different companies reaching out to me, look at this, try this. They were trying to offer me crazy things, and I'm like, I need to find a place that's going to be not only good for me forever, but also the people that trusted me. And so we're going to go in and see why, I picked pharmacy. And then I'm going to introduce Lisa. Lisa is amazing. She actually just joined me a few months ago, and I'm going to say she is already in the leadership rank. Her team is doing amazing. I think she's enrolled like over 100 people personally herself. And so go ahead and introduce yourself a little bit, Lisa.
Hi, my name is Lisa. I joined like end of April, and it was only to be my own influencer, like just for the discount, basically. I have been in network marketing 5 years prior to the, well, 5.5 years prior to this, only ever with one company, and I was like Brittany, very loyal, but something just kind of shifted in the community, and I was looking for something different. I guess I didn't know that I was, but then I found Brittany and her story. I always love a good comeback story. So her story with, overcoming everything that she went through and making it to the top now multiple times was just very intriguing to me. And I wanted to join under somebody that I wanted to be able to support. So I decided to go ahead and give it a try to promote it. It took off really well. I absolutely love the company. I'm still amazed that everything is real. Like, I didn't believe that the commission was real. I didn't believe that we got, the discount we do. I didn't believe it because, like I said, I've only ever been with one other company. So I did not know that this was going to be so amazing. And it has just been incredible for me and my absolutely fantastic team that I love so very much. I'm so blessed to have them. But yeah, so I ended up here by accident as a customer, and here I am.
And that's what you'll see. And I feel makes pharmacy different. So everyone's always looking for a catch. And so I'll say it from the beginning. There's no website fees, no yearly fees, no like, hey, if you didn't do this, we're going to charge you this. None of that at all. There is,
Here's the
a fee to start
routes.
because you're going to get product. It's not something for nothing. You do need 125 within 6 months to stay active. a lot of people join just for the discount and they're not pressured to do anything else. And they make that 125 within 6 months very simply because we have a whole array of products. And then also they get, they earn free products just for doing that. And there isn't, and it does feel organic. So I can say our team is close to 5,000 people since February. And a lot of people have Lisa's story of, I just started for my own discount, liked the product, started sharing about the product, started sharing about the price, and then boom, other people wanted in too. So I'm just going to go a little bit over and we'll just kind of go back and forth. So Farmasi, they have a vision mission statement and everything's going to be based from corporate to these principles. Product, the opportunity, service, trust, global, and innovation. So when they're making decisions, they always go back to, is it the best product? You're going to hear that all of our products are EU standard. Opportunity, the most generous compensation plan. You start off day one earning 50% off. They are very much of service. The corporate, what's theirs is ours. Very open. They want to talk to everyone. They don't believe they're the best, but they want to be the best. So they're always asking. Everything's in trust. Very transparent. We're a global company and everything's an innovation too. And so I always, if you go to home office, you'll kind of get to meet grandpa here. This is, they're a third generation business. So there are founders, actually, Dr. C. Tuna and his grandsons, Sinan and Emery, are who run the company right now. You want to talk a little bit about them, Lisa?
They just seem absolutely amazing. I was very impressed on the leadership corporate calls, how much they genuinely listen and ask opinions. And I can't say enough about them other than how much I think Emery is gorgeous. But
Yes, I know. You do get like when I first met him in person, I was like, whoa. But
yeah,
they're 70 years in quality, so we're 73 years old. There's 7 million pharmacy influencers that are worldwide. We are the number one direct sales in Turkey, so we're founded in Turkey. In 27, this needs to be updated globally, and we have presence in 40 countries. And so, why global matters is because in the USA right now, a lot of us are here in the US, even though you can cross sponsor in different countries. We're on the cusp, if not in it's a downward tall recession even. And so a lot of companies right now in our space are having to make cuts. They're having to change things for their reps. They're taking away, compensation. They're taking away trips. They're cutting events, but not Farmasi because only no more than 20% is going to come from one market. So if the US is in a downturn, they still are making so much profit in other countries. They're investing into us to make us better. They're still doing the events. They're still doing bonuses all the time, adding on extra bonuses. So to me, again, when I was looking where to go, the stability of that alone was like, okay, I'll never have to go through what I went through with my former company because it doesn't matter. Like if there's a post-COVID downturn or whatever, US is very baby, small potatoes part of the pharmacy market. The opportunity is amazing here. And so we'll go a little bit over the timeline that 1923 is when he was born. He actually was a doctor, a pharmacist. And so he went to a grad school, a medical school in Germany. He started making his own formulas. And then the brand was born. That's where it comes Farmasi because he was actually selling stuff to different pharmacies. And then Dr. C. Tuna, you're going to hear a little bit about our products. That was 2009, and the direct selling space started in Turkey in 2010. And they essentially are all over the farm. The tuna family is well known in Turkey. And then you kind of see how every single year they're launching and expanding somewhere. 2021 was Mexico and Canada. In the North America, the most reps are actually in Mexico. We have a very strong presence there. They just recently launched in Spain, Portugal, Colombia, and a couple months ago they launched in France, Malaysia. So they're always growing. They actually even sent us an email. Where's the next place you want us to go? You want to talk about Pharma City, Lisa?
oh, it's so neat, you guys. Like seriously, everything like they own everything from the land that everything is harvested on to the raw materials that they're growing, obviously, to the boxes that they ship everything out in. They have their own, I was watching the YouTube video about it, and they have their own water source, they have their own electricity source, they have apartments, they have literally everything. So it is like its own little, I mean, I don't know what else to call it, its own little ecosystem.
It's a
Like it
city,
all,
yeah.
yeah, it's absolutely incredible, completely state of the art, like all their factories and their machines and everything. I mean, it's amazing.
So it's self-sustainable, and people are like, how? How are they able to make quality product and still pay out generously? It's because there's absolutely no middleman from ground ingredients to the tech. That's why they're not charging us a website fee. Many companies use a website fee just as a source of income, honestly. They don't do that. They're really like, no, everything starts and ends with them. And so because it's in Turkey and we're in different countries, everything's going to be EU standard. And actually, so this is in Istanbul, and it is almost like its own city. And so take a second, watch the YouTube video, just type in Pharma City. It's incredible. And this is actually a trip you can earn in our compensation plan. And even though I just started in February, I have earned this trip as well as eight people on my team already. And then we have people already earning next year. Like Lisa's on track to earn this trip. It's a very, they are always, the trips are built into the compensation plan. Whoops, got stuck here. So there's just a highlight picture, just a scope on how huge it is, everything there. Like that is where the magic happens, the packaging, the ingredients. You see there they use it's like greenhouses and solar panels. It's pretty amazing. Look at that. And yeah, there is hotels and apartments for the workers and everything. So let's go into our products. If you can talk about the product categories a little bit for us, Lisa.
Yes, we have, what I like so much about it is that we have everything. We have skincare, nutrition, makeup, hair care. We have just personal care, lotions, hand creams, body washes, soap, like so many different products that there's something for everyone, and they're products that people are already using. So they're not like, foreign things to them. Everybody needs soap. We have toothpaste. I mean, literally like everything. And the like I said, the actual quality of the products is fantastic. I literally joined, like I said earlier, to just buy the products at a discount because they are so phenomenal. So I mean, honestly, I have not found anything better. The nutrition and the skincare are what I have really dived into. And I can tell you personally, being on anxiety medication, I have a very hard time losing, very hard time. And these nutrition products have been the only thing that has helped me. So the quality, absolutely, I mean, they're just amazing. They really are. They're just amazing. That's really all I can say about it.
Yeah, and so they're always adding to different things. When I started, I thought I was going to be a makeup girly. That was what I was first as a customer. And these are like dupes to like luxury. They call it, our brand is like affordable luxury, and you'll find that in it. I'm one of those like eating my words. I said I was never going to be a part of a wellness company. I'd never represent it. That was boring. I have texts people could share of me saying that. And here I am because I'm taking it and it works, that I'm sharing it. And actually it's one of the most my customers purchase the most because they're purchasing it monthly because they're working. All different types of skincare, because everyone's skin's different, so things are going to be targeted differently. But the thing is, like, I was overwhelmed and didn't think pharmacy would be good for me because I was at a company that was very niche, one thing. But what I learned is there were a lot of people that wanted to support me and never would, because I was a nail company and they got their nails done a certain way or didn't do their nails. So when I came here, it's not me trying to convince people to do anything. Most people are already using something, or they're wanting to, like, they're wanting to change their lifestyle. And when we are in a place when the economy is going down, people still need, these are necessities. Like, skin's your biggest organ. You do need to be taking care of your skin. No, is a lipstick a necessity? Absolutely not, but there is such thing as the lipstick effect. It's affordable and it makes you feel good. So I would say it's a necessity at the end of the day, but it's not
No,
like
no, no.
a luxury. You know what I mean? So you will notice that of so many more people that may never have been supportive of you before, because maybe if you were in one of these, are going to be like, wait, so do they have this? Do they? And they'll be blown away. Everyone will think that pharmacy is just a makeup company. And I'm like, no, that's literally the smallest part of it. And so our skincare and hair care is going to be under Dr. C Tuna. Our nutrition line is NutriPlus, and then our makeup and other things are pharmacy. And like I said, we do, like she said, we have fragrance, everything. Even your if you have a spouse or a husband. So our products are over 70 years in the making of quality and innovation. We market ourselves as affordable luxury. We have new product launches almost every single month, and they're essential, something to offer to every single person. And so, oh, I thought there was something here, but I'll go back. So it's the opportunity to have a global business. Because we have a global business, all of our products are going to be EU standard, which is one of the highest, strictest standards to make products. So for reference, the USA on the only bans 7 chemicals, while pharmacy, the EU, bans over 1,600. So what that means is, they're gonna, ban certain chemicals and stuff that most other countries do not. So why don't you, Lisa, share a little bit about the Miami headquarters and that investment here?
So it is 70,000 square feet. It is a gigantic building. It is where all the stuff happens in the USA. Well, I mean, everything comes in from Turkey, obviously, but that is our shipping out warehouse. You can actually take a tour of it. I was reading about that the other day. You can go there. I actually have some people on my team who have visited there before in the past, just even as a customer. So it is located in, like she said, and like as far as the Turkey trip, there's also the Miami trip to the headquarters that is built into our compensation plan as well. So when you do, promote and do your sales and your sponsoring and you promote up to a certain rank, you will actually be able to visit that headquarters and see where all the magic happens in America.
And it's really cool. So this is an example of they were making money during maybe the COVID boom, and then they invested $50 million cash, not debt, to open this here. And it's eco-friendly, energy saving. It's better for the future and the environment. It's scaled for growth. It's like going into Amazon essentially. So our team has gotten the chance to do 2 team events there already. Conventions actually in September in Miami, and registration will be so everyone can get the chance to go. But like Lisa said, if you live in near there, you can go pick up your orders there and do a tour. They have showrooms where you can do events. And why this stood out to me is at my prior company, to get an invite to the home office, you had to be tippy top leadership. So this is just another example of their open door policy and saying, come, we're here for you. What do you need? And so you could, like, essentially, if you live down there, have an event. They have a NutriPlus bar where you can serve all the events. They have so many different things, and then you can host. There's like an auditorium for training. So that's what when I did my 2 team events there, and I definitely want to do another one. People flew down and or drove in there, and we did training and we did tours and we made content around the showrooms. And they invite that. They love that. And so this is just another example of like when companies are scaling back, they're like, no, we're going to help North America. We're going to make shipping quicker. We're going to have product here. And actually, to help Canada, this month they're opening headquarters just for Canadian shipping. So they're always doing those types of investments. I am very biased about our community. So I believe community starts, from the ground up. So, obviously we're a newer team. However, we are about 5,000 people. So it is really big. Our upline's really supportive, corporate's really supportive, and other people. But Lisa, being someone new, what would you say about the community?
It's very welcoming and not there's no pressure. That's the main thing. There is no pressure if you are not comfortable doing something. I mean, of course, yeah, get out of your comfort zone and we'll all cheer you on to do that. But if you are, you just want to take it slow, you just want to buy for yourself, you just want to do it as a hobby, you're not pushed or forced to help somebody else hit their numbers. It's
Mm-mm.
just a welcoming community where everybody cheers you on for. I made a post today actually that here you're cheered on like for your health goals and meeting those things just as much as you are for sales or sponsoring or anything like that. Like it's just people who actually, I feel like people who actually care about you and what you're doing and if you're happy. And that's just, it's a thriving community because of that, I believe.
And I love that because you're right. So we do have a lot of people here that are just here for the discount that are welcomed just the same. And so if they're wanting to get healthier, they're going to learn about products and, are held accountable that way. But do you also want tips for marketing? You're welcome that way. It's you get in where you fit in, and there's
It's
men,
definitely
women of
nice.
all ages, and so everyone's welcome, all skin tones, everything. Everyone's welcome because they have something for everyone. So I'll go a little bit into the compensation plan. Definitely get, if you want to go in deeper, get with the person that invited you here. But there are 10 ways
Oh,
to earn essentially. There's the welcome program, which is you get to earn free product within your first 4 months. Online commissions, it's 50% commission, you guys, from day one. So if you
holy
signed up
freaking
tonight,
cow.
someone placed an order tomorrow, you would get 50% on that. And that's starting. It's not like, oh, if you hit this certain level or you have to do this to make it happen. No, you get 50% on that. There's also a team building program, so you can get product for that. Then you have the personal bonuses. There's group bonuses, leadership bonuses. There are car bonuses. You don't have to use it on a car, but you can use it on whatever. And that starts, I think, at Golden Director. Then there's one-time cash bonuses for Director and up, and those go, it's almost $1 million. I think I did the math and it was like $953,000. And we have had over 60 people on our team since February at least earn a $1,000 bonus. But we also had people earn the 2,000, the 4,000, the 8,000, the 25,000. So, and then people are just locking in, and this is just since February. And then another big thing into our compensation plan, we have unforgettable experiences, which can be the trip to Turkey, the Miami leadership. They handle the flight and everything. They also have a European vacation and a tropical vacation. Last year it was to the Maldives. And so those are just for hitting certain levels, but they also have incentive trips for just working your business. So maybe you don't want to build, you just want to sell. So that was the Mexico. There's a Mexico trip and conventions coming up, and I think they're going to have announce more, other trips too. That if maybe leadership isn't what's on your mind, but you want to take a trip. So just starting out, we're just going to say it again, 50% commission. It's as easy as that. You sell 100, you earn 100. It's really that simple. People really try. So that's why when I was saying, when I knew I was making a move, right? Where could my people from day one make the most money? I came from a place where it was up to 35 and it was like thousands to earn 35, but you started earning 25% commission and it was on a product that was 50, around $15. So this was important for me. And in the US, you're paid that within 3 days, which is also really important now. It's like not wanting to wait like a month to get paid for your stuff. So then we also, though, if you decide to build a team, which people do feel is a little bit, it feels more naturally here. So what we have is a volume-based compensation plan. If you're familiar with the industry, usually you have to have legs hit certain levels, and this person needs to do this, and this person needs to do this. That is not what ours is. It's literally all based on volume, and that's how you get to certain levels. So when you hear people say it's no pressure, how we welcome people here just for the discount, yeah, because when they place that order, it helps. You literally don't have to bother them. They're ordering for themselves, and that $50 or $20 helps your volume if you're interested in becoming a leader. And so I did cover That director starts at the 1,000, and then we have executive boss director, a $500,000 bonus, and we actually just had the first person hit this and earn this, and she's actually in our upline, so I think that's really cool. So we finally had someone reach the top of the compensation plan, and we actually didn't have this title, I guess, a few years ago, but when she hit boss director, they were like, okay, let's give her something else to work for. So now that she's executive boss director, I imagine that they're going to add another rank on there. And that's what they always just, are giving, dangling carrots, different ways to get freebies all the time. I covered the unforgettable experiences. Me and Lisa are going to go to Turkey so we can see all the kitty cats. But no, it is pretty cool. They always cover flights. The convention experience, I'm really excited about too, that they offer this if you're into, to leadership. I was a top leader at my company before, and they wanted you on stage and to do all the things, but you still had to pay to fly, do all that stuff. So I think that's really cool. And so if you like to travel and you have big goals, definitely I love that these are built in there. So why don't you talk a little bit about the welcome program, Lisa?
So on the welcome program, you every month that you're here for the first 4 months, if you hit your 125 in wholesale volume, you will just have an item thrown in your cart. Like they just throw it in when you're checking out. I think it starts with the mascara
Yep.
and what is that for? Okay,
It's
the
the
shampoo.
mascara and then the shampoo and then the elixirs.
Yes, and then the backpack. So every month that you're here, like I said, the first 4 months, you hit your 125 wholesale and you are set. They just give you those items. I mean, you're probably going to go into it, but on top of that, when you hit 125, you're going to get incentive points to use
Yep.
on other items too. So there's just so much free stuff, like so much free stuff.
Yeah, I was actually talking to this with my leaders. I've never been in a place where you get so many freebies and they're constantly running different promotions. So if you're an influencer, you take advantage of that. So right now we're having an up to 50% off sale. As an influencer, you get to double dip. So there are things that are like 90% off of retail for us right now till tomorrow. But yes, the welcome program, it's just for the bare minimum. So a lot of people, they come in and they might grab let me see if they might grab the 125 makeup kit to start, and that's 125 PV. So when they add that to their kit, when they add that to their card, then they can add the mascara and then the incentive, which right now is a full size shampoo. So a lot of people do that. There's a few different enrollment kits though. There's some that are ready made here. And like I said, you do get personal volume on all of these right here. If they're over 125, that's going to unlock the mascara and the full size on your first order. Or you have the option to get this box, 19.99 right here. It's full of various samples. They change. And then a lot of people will do that for 19.99 and then do a little shopping, because when you add that, you get your 50% off, and maybe you have your eye on different things. So a lot of people will do it that way. They'll add, because I do suggest, if you're doing this for a business, to at least have a few full size products to start with. You do want something because you're taking people on the journey. Now, if you're just doing it for the discount strictly, just grabbing the sample box is fine, because then you can kind of try them yourself and see what else you want to order. But I'm always a straight up person. If you're doing it for a business, then you definitely need to have some full size product. I'm going to go in the chat. It says, when you make your purchase as an influencer, no, you don't pay retail. You shop at 50% off a net. So it's not anything that's going to mess with your taxes is counting as income. You, as an influencer, as soon as you grab the kit, you now have unlocked shopping at 50% off. So when you log in your influencer account, everything is going to be priced differently than as shopping as a retail person. And then if a customer orders, that's when you get it. So I really love that, because if you came from, like, say, a lot of people from my former company, if they were doing it for a discount, they had to wait a week to get the 25% back. And then, the taxes can get iffy and all of that stuff. So I really love that.
We
Here,
had to
that's
wait
just
a
day
month.
one shopping.
Yeah, we had to wait a month, and then that comes back counting as income, even though it's
Yep.
not income. And that's what I really liked here too, is that that's kept separate. That's just your discount period, the end. You're not getting taxed on money that you paid.
Yes, it's literally like we try to say it's like a savvy shopper club, and everyone's looking for catches because of experience. And I'm like, no, it's literally like a Costco membership, but online. Like, really, like no catches, no having to pay, like all of that. So we're going to say how to get started. You're going to get to the person that invited you to this call or sent you this call. And we have all the tools imaginable, probably even a lot more than any place I've ever seen to help you with your business. But you're going to get a free personal website. There's a dashboard, there's an app, a content library, a mobile design digital catalog. We also have paper catalogs. And then our team has so many different trainings. I think, gosh, even tomorrow we're doing a working power hour in the morning, this opportunity call. We have weekly sales strategy calls. We use a platform called Boards, which has all the resources and plug and play systems. And then the company has their own Facebook group, which is right here, where they do regular trainings and product information and keep people up to date too. So there is really no lack of
Wow.
resources,
I
and
remember
everyone can
him.
work the
Voice of
business how
Hispanic.
they want to. So we'll end it with saying, are you ready to say yes to pharmacy? I may be biased. I definitely feel it's a no-brainer. If it just, I say, even if you're saving money, girl math is that's a win. So there really is no catch there. I'm going to go
There's
ahead and kick it off to you, Lisa, to close us out.
Yeah, there's really no catch. If you want to do it just for the discount, do it just for the discount. If you want to do it to be part of a community, do it to be part of a community. There's really there's really no way to go wrong here. You're not going to be forced into buying things you don't want or helping people hit numbers. You're just going to be appreciated and accepted for whatever it is that you want out of this, honestly. And there are so many of us here willing to help when you have questions. We're all newer. That's the whole thing. I joined in April, she joined in February. Like, we're all newer, so we're learning together. You're not There's no intimidated feeling. There's just nothing. It's just a very good company, and with a corporate office that genuinely cares about us. Like, you can just tell right away that they do. The team cares about you. It's a very nice, encouraging, uplifting, positive environment to be in. And you're going to have good skin, nice makeup, and some good healthcare products in the process. So, I
That's
mean,
it.
like, yeah,
There's people that say that they're like, I'm still working on my business, but I've lost weight and my skin's
right.
glowing, and I'm like, that's a win on its own. So,
Yes. I
well,
agree.
welcome, Justina. Thank you so much. Annette, as soon as you sign up, you're ready to go. Like you're ready to go right then. So no waiting time or anything like that. So just if you have any questions, reach out to the person that invited you to the call. We'll definitely make sure the replay goes out. Thank you for doing this with me, Lisa, and thank you everyone for jumping on. Have an amazing night, guys.
Thank you.